Howdy, SMITE fans, it's Jmac here. With the kickoff of the SMITE Pro League, we got our first look at competitive history on the 10.3 Season of Hope map. With the new changes that came into the jungle, also called for some new startups to the jungle as well. Let's take a look and see how some of the pros adapted to the new changes in our jungle. Now, with every team in the Pro League, we saw a couple of different starts, some of them a little bit more standardized. So let's take a look at one of those brought to us by the Eldritch Hounds. The way they would start is you would take your support and start him over at the purple buff. Your hunter would move his way over to the green buff. Your mid laner is going to start on the solo side of the map at the speed buff, and your solo laner at his blue buff. And lastly, the jungler is going to start at the opposite speed buff all by himself. This is how it's going to start right at the 0 countdown. Once 0 has hit, your duo lane are going to pull the buffs together and kill the Cyclops camp as a full group, 3, and then immediately head to lane. Pretty standard start, pretty much what your duo lane is going to be doing at any given time, no matter what one of our starts are going to be. After that, same time, your mid laner and your solo are going to pull their 2 buffs together, and they're going to clear it at the back heartbeat camp. Your solo laner will then head to lane, and your mid laner will head to red buff. All while this is happening, your jungler is going to be starting and clearing their speed buff by themselves, and then meeting up with the mid laner at red. They'll clear all of those together, and then head into lane. This will get your solo, mid, and jungle all to level 2. Your duo lane will just be 1 minion off of hitting level 2 themselves, and this is pretty much going to just be a standard start for any of your comps. Alright, so now we have an alternate version of that first start, which is mostly going to affect how your mid and your jungle are going to be changing up their startups in this one. Now, for your duo lane, it's going to start the exact same. You're going to have your hunter and your support together on the left side of the map. Your jungler is still going to be starting down at this back speed camp, but now your mid laner, instead of starting at speed, is going to start at red, and your solo still at blue. Your duo lane is going to pull the 3 camps together, and you're going to clear those and then immediately head out to lane. Nothing's really going to change in the duo lane for pretty much all of these starts. Your jungler is going to solo clear this jungle camp, this speed, and then head over to the other solo speed. While at that exact same time, your solo and your mid are going to pull the 2 camps of their starts together over towards the back heartbeat. Your solo is going to head to lane. Your mid is going to head to lane. But now your jungler has options. If you think you can get a kill over in solo, this now sets you up perfectly to make a rotation towards solo lane for an early gank over there. Or if you don't want to do that, then your jungler can instead head over towards mid and just immediately get set up for the 2v2 over there. Now, one start similar to the last one that I showed you, but has a little bit of difference, is going to be our third kind of standardized start. And your support is going to start at purple. Your hunter is going to start at green. Your solo will still be over at blue, and your mid laner will still be at the red buff. This time, though, your jungler is going to be starting all the way over at speed buff on the right side of the map, or your solo lane side. Now, your duo lane, instead of pulling to the Cyclops camp this time, are actually going to pull the 2 buffs together above the camp and then immediately head themselves back over to lane, still leaving this Cyclops camp by itself. Your mid laner and your solo will pull their 2 buffs together and clear at the back heartbeat camp, and then your solo laner will head to lane, your mid laner will head to lane. Your jungler, all the while, is instead going to solo clear the right side speed buff, solo clear the left side speed buff, and then take the Cyclops camp by themselves as well. This will get you a pretty good amount of solo experience for your jungler and will allow for one of 2 options. Your jungler can now either make a rotation towards duo for an early level 2 gank, or they can head back over to mid and rejoin for some extra farm in the early game inside the lane. Gives you a couple of different options, and it all kind of just depends on how your early level 2 gank is for your jungler, which option you take. And there you have it. I hope this helped you learn a little bit on how to start in your Conquest games. Obviously, as the season continues on in Season of Hope, and as we continue to see change-ups, we'll see maybe a little bit more solidified start as far as the jungle is concerned, but this is just a few of the ways that the pros have already started things off based on our first week of competitive play. Hope you're able to learn something in this video. Make sure to continue coming by and checking out more of this kinds of content, as we're going to try and keep things updated as the season goes on. I've been Jmac Tucker. Thanks for watching.